Well, welcome back to my garden. This is July 11th, 5B in Canada. This is a fairly new side garden here that I put in last fall. Different euonymus and different things here. Hostas, heucherella, pig squeak. Those are yews. Take you over here. Some lilies. That's a Proven Winners one, but I don't remember the name. Lots of hostas. That's my Eden rose that had to come back. It's a climber. It's a beautiful rose, but we had a deep frost or freeze and it killed it right down. So it had to come back. That's the joys of 5B. Some daisies back there, Shasta daisies, Bobo hydrangea. That's really nice bugleweed. I know a lot of people hate it, but I can control it here. Really nice clematis is starting to bloom. And this is a huge hosta. It's gigantic. It's called Jade Falls. It does take sun. Swing over here. Some ferns, hostas, lungwort. That's beautiful. Look at the size of the leaves. Hostas are small, but they'll get bigger. That's hydrangea vine. Don't mind the weeds. I haven't been able to get in here yet. We had such a terrible spring in June. More hostas, different types. A lot of these I got from my son. Well, this gets a little bit of sun in the afternoon, so that's why I have some peonies. And I like putting a bit of evergreens throughout my garden for structural interest. Huge, another huge one. It's gigantic. I think it might be humpback whale, but I'm not sure. I did put some cannas that I overwintered along the fence for interest and structural interest. Phyllictrum is growing there. That came in this plant here, so I just left it. I like this hosta. It's Irish eyes. So it's shiny, which usually you don't see in a hosta. My pot there looks pretty good. Begonias and snake root in the center. This is Dutchman's pipe vine that I put last year, so it's growing. Probably won't get as big because it's got a lot of shade here. And the white there is Campula. And again, hostas, tiarellas. That's a nice tiarella right in there. And there's some in substance there, hosta. It's a Bobo hydrangea. Some more hostas. Those were here when I came. And that is the new Empress Wu Sport. I don't remember the name. And some Japanese forest grass. Hydrangea in the back there is Strawberry Fields. It's just about ready to bloom. Some more heucheras down there. These are beautiful daylilies. Every year they're gorgeous. Take you over here. It's a dogwood bushes in the back. Some humpback, or not humpback, well, drinking gourd, I think they called that one, that hosta. I put a new hibiscus, so it seems to be liking that area. And behind it is lemonade false indigo. And then some beautiful delphiniums in the back. Those were an earlier one, so they're almost done. And the big lilies are called Big Bird. And then in front of it is a pink Veronica. And then these beautiful Becky daisies. Barberry bush there. That's a heuchera. Daylilies. These are gorgeous. It's a delphinium from New Zealand. I grew it from seed. At the back there you'll see bee balm. And I got different sedums. Dianthus, which is done. I gotta cut it back. And that is a yarrow, small, tiny one. Doesn't get tall. Some more daylilies. There's a pink delphinium back there. And this is beautiful. Pink and blue. It's a delphinium. Again, from the seed I got from New Zealand. Heuchera. I just planted this as a geranium, the perennial geraniums, called Ann Thomas. And that is another hosta I just put in. I didn't leave the tag. Miss America, I think it's called. Some roses. These are pretty well done, but some clematis with it. Some more campula. It's called Waterfall. It blooms for a long time. May, I got mixed up. I put some May and Becky together, so I'm going to have to separate those. Catnip is that bright green one there, but it's finished blooming. heucheras, daylilies. These are all phlox, catnip. I think that's cat's pajamas. Look at this daylily. It's first year. Gorgeous. Scabiosa behind that U. Something's going on with my tree peony and I'm not sure. Keep having a bit of die off. There's the big bird again. These are huge. They're about probably 6 inches, 7 inches. Another heuchera, that's gorgeous color. And I do have a dark purple clematis there. I couldn't tell you the name though. Some more ground cover of bugleweed. Grasses. And this gets sun in the morning and then shade in the afternoon. So this is Sagai, and it'll get bigger. Some bee balm in the back, more lilies, yarrow, more bee balm or catnip, catmint, grasses, and this is Strawberry Fields hydrangea tree. I'm still working on my vegetable. I do have some vegetables in there, but because we had such a cold June, I didn't plant in the front 2 beds. And this bed's doing pretty well. It's got a lot of hostas, some geranium, a lot of primula that were pretty in the spring. I just put these 2 heucheras in and that fern. It's an autumn fern, and I moved this euonymus tree because it got eaten by bunnies. So it's re-sprouting now. But these hostas, that's an Empress Wu. It's huge. And I think that's humpback whale or Jurassic Park. I can't remember. It's a little shrub I planted this year. It's hemlock. Stays very tight. It doesn't grow, maybe 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. Very tight needles. My tree seems to be doing good. This is a Venus dogwood. And some more daisies. These daisies, if you have an area you want to cover quickly, put daisies in. These grow in mostly shade and they're still blooming. So when they say it only grows in sun, no, they grow in shade. So this is how I do my beds. I take all of my refuge from cuttings and whatever, throw it on and let it compost, and then I plant in it. So I put a hosta there. It was a yew, more hosta, and a sapling from the dogwood bush. So my garden is about 7 years old now. So I can now take stuff from my garden and use it in other areas, or make a new bed, or which is nice. I shop from my own garden. There's some more beautiful delphiniums. I have to get into here. There's so much weeds. And this bush has to be cut back. It's a Weigela. It's just covering everything. This part of the garden bed is new. I put it in last fall. So this is juniper. I have to do some cutting on it. It's a little bit. I don't know if it's going to make it in this area. It does get shade till about 1 o'clock. So I may have to move it and put probably another yew in here or something. Nice pot of sedums, different types. More daylilies. This is a ginkgo tree. Seems to be doing okay. It is getting a little bit of burn on it though. I think that's because I just planted it here, but because it is a variegated one, and it is called Sunstream. It's supposed to be one of the better ones, and it doesn't get tall. It's more of a pyramidal shape, so it only grows 10 feet tall, 6 feet wide. So I've been babying that. Put some totally tangerine geums in, and different daylilies, ground covers, that type of thing. Phlox. There's another delphinium right there. Peonies. This rose died right down to the ground too. It was just getting to be nice. That is New Dawn. Beautiful soft pink rose on it. So there's a carpet rose under there with some perennial geranium. I put a lot of cannas in amongst my garden when the huge alliums die down. I just put those on top to replace that area, because those ambassador alliums take up a huge amount of space, and then you have this big gap in your garden. So that's why I like putting cannas in. And I just leave them in the pots. Drumstick allium, they're new this year. I love them. I think they're so cool. I love the color. Got phlox back there yet to bloom. Daylilies, lilies. I got a bunch of different lilies. They're not out. And I had hardly any lily beetles this year, which is great. Some Roseanne geranium back there, and that's totem pole grass that I just put in this year too. I have echinacea also, but it's not yet. Well, I have maybe one in bloom, but it's a shorter variety. I think it's tomato soup or something. Yarrow too. This is a really dry area in my bed, so I have irises, although I'm having a real problem with iris borer this year. So I'm almost thinking of getting rid of my irises. Let's see. This is a beautiful lily. Let's see if I can. It's called, I left the tag, Candy Cane Lane. We have clematis starting to bloom up there. Big pot of bubblegum petunia. Another Sun King Aurelia. Still playing with this area. Those are black-eyed Susans, the giant ones. May daisy. And some more heuchera, some Scotch moss. And this is my waterfall, which I've been filling because it's been so hot. But I love this waterfall. I have lots of hens and chicks. Some evergreens. That's a weeping hemlock. And then another Strawberry Fields standard hydrangea. And that is a weeping beech. Prickly pears are out. Love those, but you have to have a spot where you're not going to touch them. Oh, they're terrible to get out of your skin. Get any of the very, very fine hair spines on them. I still have to do some weeding in here. Got Heucherilla, I think it's called pumpkin spice over there, right there. And some different, lots of different sedums in here, and thyme. Smoke bush that I cut back every year. Grasses, zebra grass behind it. That's a cypress tree. It stays narrow. And as you can see, those are the cannas that are waiting to go in my garden. So, Juga, another juniper. I'm not sure what these are. Got them a long time ago. There's Creeping Jenny in here. It doesn't go crazy here for me. I can... Sorry, there's a dog. Next door dog. Campula there. Foxtail lilies are almost done. Some more geranium lilies. hydrangea, more bugleweed. Just planted a clematis in the back there. This is my center garden. I can't believe bunnies ate my ice plant. They'll eat anything. See? Down to the nubs. This is fairly new too. It's a couple years old. Here's another. So that's pretty well it. So I hope you enjoyed my little walk around, and I hope you have the time to get out and enjoy your garden. So I'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye for now.